Today's moment of triumph was earned through the light of dedication, the truth of hardship, and the courage fueled by the unwavering support of those around us. In adversity, we found opportunities to thrive. We fell so that we could rise stronger. Through it all, our community believed in us, challenged us, and helped us persevere. I found my community at the EXP Makerspace. You may know me for the Spider-Man suit that's on display in there. But it wasn't the creations that made that space so special. It's how people grew. I watched peers step into the unknown, learn, share their knowledge, and shine a light for others. It's where I came to value truth, not just facts, but the kinds of truths you uncover about yourself when you're challenged. I learned what I can do when I have the courage to stop doubting and start building. I learned to trust the process even when the outcome wasn't clear. And I discovered that truth is often found not in having all the answers, but in having the courage to keep asking better questions.
I feel the same way, Isaiah. And I found that success, failure, and growth don't happen in giant leaps. They happen in the smallest, slightest moments, the ones no one notices. Life is a game of inches. For me, the first inch was stepping into Northeastern. A new city, a new country, a new life. I arrived with 2 suitcases, a heart full of ambition, and a mind full of doubt. I knew where I wanted to go, but I had no idea how to get there. And that's where the inches began to build. At Northeastern, we found the light that came from the late night study sessions in Snell Library, where exhaustion met determination. It came from professors who encouraged us when we doubted ourselves. It came from friends who started as strangers and became the ones we leaned on the most. And that light came literally from the end of the tunnel, the Huntington Wind Tunnel. Those cold, soul-snatching walks to class gave us plenty of time to question our life choices. But we bonded over the cold just as much we did over our exams.
Community is so important in moving through all the unknowns, Kushal. You see, I found there's a moment just before a plane touches down when everything is suspended, between where you came from and where you're going. That's where I lived most of my life, in the in-between. Between Korea and America, between languages and expectations, between a world that values deep roots and a military family life where home was something we carried. For a long time, I thought being in the in-between meant I had to stay small, stay silent. I almost didn't apply to Northeastern because fear told me I wasn't enough. But I chose to act anyway, to believe in the truth and follow a spark of courage. And when I opened the email that said congratulations, light broke through. At Northeastern, I learned that being different is a strength. I completed my degree from South Korea, 14 time zones ahead. Classes started in the quiet hours of the night and ended as the sun came up, just in time for the rest of my day. I'm one of many here today who never stepped into a lecture hall. We studied from bedrooms, kitchen tables, even parked cars with Wi-Fi. We whispered through presentations as our families slept, and we showed up night after night. We built friendships across continents through group chats, shared Google Docs, and persistence. And it looked different, but it mattered just as much. I found truth and new perspectives in classmates and collaborators across the globe. And I learned that being present isn't about where you are, it's about choosing to bring your light with you, whether or not anyone is watching. Northeastern reminded me, and all of us, that you don't need to be in Boston to belong here.
It's definitely about bringing that light, Kaitlyn. I found that the best things happen when we have the courage to shine a light and share our wildest ideas before they're fully formed. To say what if, before we're sure. To apply for that co-op that scares us. To build not for recognition, but because we care. Northeastern taught me not to let dreams die on the pillow. Every spark deserves its chance to catch fire. We don't create because we're told to or because we want to be the next big name. We create because that's who we are. We're curious, driven, bold. So push your limits. speak confidently, and keep building. As we step into what's next, lead with light, seek truth, choose courage, especially when it's difficult. As a Boston teacher once said, climb the mountain not to plant your flag, but to behold the view. Climb it so you can see the world, not so the world can see you. That's what Northeastern prepared us to do. So go, see the world, shape it, never stop climbing.
That's definitely a climb, Isaiah, but a climb worth taking. This journey wasn't always easy, and sometimes even inches seemed too far. The nights where imposter syndrome whispered, "You don't belong here." The rejection emails, the fear that maybe, just maybe, we were in over our heads. But the bigger truth, we kept going forward. We took every setback, every no, as just another inch forward. And then there's courage. Not the cinematic or the heroic kind, the quiet, everyday kind. Like raising our hands in a room full of experts, or even applying for that dream job, or like braving the long lines at Starbucks or Popeyes back in campus, or even choosing to bet on ourselves. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward anyway. And that's exactly what we did. So here we are, standing at this iconic Fenway Park in this moment all together. And just like life, this game isn't won in just home runs. It's won in inches, in every decision we make, in every step forward. Class of 2025, we are not just graduates. We are the light, we are the truth, and we are the courage. And now, it's time to take our next step, 1 inch at a time.
That theme of perseverance speaks to me too, Kushal, because belonging wasn't something I was given. It was something I built, one act of truth at a time. Northeastern demanded that I confronted truths I had spent years avoiding, that labels placed on me were never the full story, that fear draws fake boundaries, that even when it shook, my voice mattered. For years, I chased looks, light, as if it lived somewhere else. But we don't find light, we choose to become it. Veritas, truth, isn't about easy answers. It's about honestly and compassionately questioning the stories we were taught and how we see others and even ourselves. Choosing virtus, courage, wasn't one moment. It was 1,000 small ones, unmuting myself, staying engaged, trusting I was enough. That is what Northeastern gave me, the understanding that courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to step forward anyway. Because light without courage stays hidden, and truth without courage stays silent. As we stand in the in-between, between what was and what's next, between who we were and who we are becoming, let's remember to carry looks even when things feel uncertain, to seek veritas even when the truth is difficult, and to choose virtues, especially when it's not the easy option. Because on the other side of fear is a life bigger, brighter, and truer than we ever imagined.
And wherever our in-between times lead us, because of our Northeastern experiences, we are all Huskies for life.